All right, we are up and running, folks. Hello, Internet. How we doing? Okay, skip on that. Back to the cat tonight. So chip away at Kabuto. I think we'll get the excuse me, the wings done. And maybe start on the head. I don't know. I don't know if we'll get the head done tonight. But we'll start on it at least. And try to get the general shape done and then kind of add in details as we go. But yeah, the plan for tonight. But first, I have some new stuff to talk about. So first off, Galaxy 10 Transformers is starting to hit shelves and stuff overseas. And there is a teaser on the flap for Galaxy 11. This is IDW's take on Rodimus and Ultra Magnus. So that's going to be basically our head 2 for, or our main 2 for Galaxy 11. Yay! We pushed Beast Wars off for a little bit longer. Right. There hasn't been much other news, like new news specifically. There has been like promo pics for the Star Wars wave or the mid-league, the Midstis League, Defenders wave. There's a schedule out, but we've actually hit most of it. Let me grab the schedule, actually. Which, I say it's a schedule. It's not like a schedule. It's more like, hey, we're releasing or talking about the these amount of things in this time period, basically. Basically, there's a Hatsune Miku thing. I think it's like their smaller figures. I want to say this is out already, but I might be wrong. Nightwing, which they just did promos for. Galaxy version 2 Star Wars, which they just did promo for. Defenders 2 Mid-League, which they just did promos for. Galaxy version 10, like I said, just already out. 2 Saint Seiya Champion classes, which are not out yet, I don't believe, and neither is the Moon Knight. So I would assume for the rest of the month, like, it's these 3. But yeah. We do have other news. Specifically, we have an SRW live stream Monday on the Weed Day, the meme day, 420 at like 5 o'clock in the morning, I think. I think it's like 7. It's like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. It's in the morning, basically. They have specifically stated, I'll have to translate on this page real quick. 1 second. Just so it's there. The first part of the live stream will be talking about SRWY. The second half of the live stream will be SRWDB information. They didn't give specific details on what, but let me get the SteamDB page pulled up. Because correct order. As you can see, if we go back basically a while, from, I would say, like the first forward. There's been a lot of updates and stuff to the Steam page for SRWY. This one doesn't count because it's 10 things that are not SRWY. It's actually all of this plus SRWY. But basically all these other updates are for just SRWY. As you can see, as I just click on random ones. So we might be seeing DLC at this live stream. They did go ahead. They did at DigiCon a few weeks back announce an expansion for Time Stranger. So they might announce a similar sort of expansion for SRWY. It wouldn't surprise me. Well, it kind of surprised me. It's a bit weird. So 30 has an expansion on top of its like 2 packs of DLC. One second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. As I was saying, SRWY has an expansion, but as far as I know, that expansion wasn't supposed to be an expansion. It was supposed to be just the 2 DLCs they put out. They had to rework it because of COVID delays and stuff into an expansion. So I don't know if they would do an expansion. They might. I don't know. I actually just got the chapter 6 in the game. Yesterday. And the second DLC, like the end of that DLC is not available till chapter 6. So if they do it, put it out, I'm basically going to be flooded. It's basically going to flood my mission list. I kind of agreed with one of the folks in Discord I'm in, just like, yeah, this game could probably use like 10 less missions minimum. I don't think it's as bad as 30 because I think the story's kind of like held itself together pretty well, but I do think they could like cut back on some missions. If I'm being honest. Anywho, we could see an expansion. We could see 2 new things of DLC. They could just talk about the sales and stuff and just be like, oh, hey, cool, here's a title update with like no new like featured series and stuff like that. So who knows? But I did go ahead and make a bingo board. I guess it's just a thing I do now. Just like, hey, SRW live stream, specifically talking about a new game, like new stuff for the like the main line. Bingo board, baby. in the tweet, I was just like, 95% of this thing fucking happening. It's gonna be wrong. And I'm okay with that. I just wanted to pick fun stuff and just carry over the stuff that I've had in like my previous bingos. So yeah, I did take off stuff that's kind of like added to the theme. So the rider is off of here, along with a few other things, and I kind of like put in some new stuff. But I will be upfront, like I said, like 95% of this is not happening. So like, just to talk about it. So Garo, Super Sentai, Metal Hero / Gavon Infinity, and Ultraman. All have like the issue of having likeness rights be a thing. And as we've seen from Cross Omega, where Garo and Super Sentai were both present, they've had to basically, or actually even in DD, because Zenkaiger's in DD, they've had to have the characters be obscured or transformed all the time in order to not have to deal with likeness rights. Which is also why Ultraman Z was not in 30's DLC. It was the Mobile Suit Ultraman series. So, those aren't happening. Metal Cardbots, I think, is only, like... I think just now caught fire with a lot of folks. Within, like, just the last year, if that. And for those that don't know what Metal Cardbots is, it is a Korean-based, kind of Transformers-like series. I think I showed one of the robots a couple weeks ago. Or I think it was like this week, or this last week. But it's a Transformers-like series. A lot of the design stuff from the Metal Cardbots in that series are very like Unicron Trilogy coded, which a lot of people are nostalgic for because that's a big entry point for a lot of Transformers fans right now. And I would say also additionally, Hasbro's been mucking up a lot of their franchises, and especially Transformers in the last like few months or so. Like not in a like all bad way, but in a very mixed bag way. So I think a lot of people have been like, I would like Transformers, but not Transformers. And then here's Metal Cardbots, and everyone goes, oh, look, Transformers. That's not Transformers. So it was like the perfect storm for like people to find this show and go, oh, fuck, cool. Look at this cool ass show we have all found. And I think the toys are getting released here through one specific company, and it's like the season 1 toys. And they are on like a season 3 at the moment. And I'll also say the show kind of formatting wise feels very Brave coded, like kind of from what I've seen from Jade Ecker. Like it's very Jade Ecker coded in a certain sense. So yeah. I also don't think Metal Cardbots even made the fan poll that went out. And if it's not making the fan poll, it's damn sure not making the official poll that Bandai put out. So I don't think it would happen until maybe like a couple games from now when Metal Cardbots has a lot more traction amongst folks. Red Ranger's Isekai, I think they would save that for a full like new game instead of DLC. So, and it's also like not done yet. At least the manga isn't, and the anime doesn't have like a second season. So, Shinkalion, I don't think they would double down on DLC or do back-to-back DLC releases because Shinkalion was in 30's DLC, specifically in 30's DLC expansion even. And it was the Shinkalion movie. So I don't think they would double down on that. I don't think. Because they haven't. Yeah, they haven't doubled down on DLC or done back-to-back DLC as far as I know. Or as far as I remember. Go Lion / Voltron is probably in a rights hell. Because I think that's Nickelodeon. That's Paramount. I think Paramount has Voltron. And I have no fucking idea who has Go Lion. So I'm just saying no. We'll just take off the free space now. Sakura Wars is in that same boat of I don't think they would do back-to-back DLC appearances for a series. The Sakura Wars was DLC for 30. It was actually the first pack of DLC, I think. Pac-Man is a goof. Even though he's in in DD, I don't think they would actually put Pac-Man into the DLC of the main game. Unless it was just like a freebie bonus unit. Digimon, I don't think you could throw a specific Digimon series into Super Robot Wars, because I don't think those would work well with other, like, mecha shows. I think you would have to basically create an original thing, or take a series post-canon and do something with it with Super Robot Wars. So, like, no. Same with, like, any, like, mecha-adjacent Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetypes. Because there's a Super Sentai archetype. There's a Mecha Magical Girl archetype, basically, with Sky Strikers. I don't remember the Super Sentai archetype offhand. There's a Rider archetype. I think there's an Ultraman archetype. And there's a few other archetypes that are, like, mecha-adjacent, or, like, mecha-coded that you could probably do. But you basically have to, like, invent lore for them, or pull from the lore that exists, and, like, there's not that much there. Transformers could cooperate, but that requires both Takara and Hasbro to cooperate for an international release of Transformers for Super Robot Wars. And I also feel like they wouldn't do Transformers as DLC. They would save Transformers for a full new game. Just personally speaking, because I've said this before. I think original Transformers / the movie Transformers, like the original series / 86, I think some kind of like mix of those two things in terms of material would be perfect for Super Robot Wars, because that also gives you a Unicron fight at the end of the game, and that would be hype as fuck. Or Cybertron, because of the planet hopping nature of that game. I think either of those would work well with Super Robot Wars. I think some of the other Transformers series as presented wouldn't work too well. Which kind of leaves, also, I just don't think Metabots would work for Super Robot Wars, even though it was in Cross Omega. I think, like, little tiny robot, like, little child robot things, is like that. I don't think that would work well, but I would laugh and think it would be fun. This kind of leaves all the ones that I think would probably be announced. Actually, I'll cross off Mega Man, because I don't think we would get a Mega Man anything, even though I think original Mega Man and maybe X were in Cross Omega. I don't know if they would do a Mega Man thing. I don't think the setting of Y would befit a Mega Man thing, unless they did sort of like dimension hopping thing, which basically leaves I would say all the things that are like have a better shot. And of those, Bravern, probably new game, because it's already in DD, and I think they would want to save Bravern for a new game to adapt its story and stuff. They've done Ray Earth a bunch, so I don't think they would do Ray Earth for DLC, even though the assets exist. Crossbone they've done a lot with, so I don't think they would bring it back for DLC. Yeah, it just leaves these 6. So I would say, like, 1 to 2 of these 6 would probably be... If I was betting, at least one of these 6 will be it. one of them. Probably not, but we'll see. Like Monday morning. I can't wait to be wrong. I will say, if they're announcing, I think regardless if they're announcing 2 DLCs or 2 little smaller DLCs that they've done already, or an expansion, it'll basically be 6 featured series. Because I think even the expansion was 6 featured. Yeah, it was 6 featured units. Votoms, Dan Kuga, Majestic Prince the movie, Getter Devolution, Shinkalion, and then some OG characters. And it added 10 units. Which technically these 3 are all 1 unit. That's like an additional unit that's already exist. So what probably will happen is they might add in second movie Macross Delta material, since that's a thing. That'd be easy enough to throw in there. They could throw in some more G-Witch stuff, because they basically didn't only adapted like half of season 1, so they could add in a little bit more G-Witch stuff. Like giving us the Parfect, or the Parsect with Elon 5 as pilot, because they already gave us the Parsect as like an allied unit for like 1 mission, so it'd be easy enough to flip the trigger on that one. Internally, they just have to write a reason for it. So that's the 2 that come to mind immediately. I know there's more. But we'll see. I'm just curious what they'll do. I'm still enjoying SRWY. I will try to think if I want to sit down and try to run through. I might run through all of the DLC and side stuff that's in Chapter 6 before the stream Monday. And then we'll see where we go from there. I actually did what I believe is the harder route for the game, because there is a route split for in terms of ending. There's not a true ending split. There is just you make a choice and then you get one of 2 endings, basically. Like at the end of Chapter 5, and then it determines like the specific main missions you're doing in Chapter 6 onward. So yeah, that's the SRW update. We have Discotheque deep dives for April. I have these pulled up on the side so I can attempt to go through all of these correctly. So I'm just gonna go off the list that's on Media OCD's page. They're not going to be in the order you see in this picture, so bear in mind. So Hitman Reborn Volume 1, which is seasons 1 through 4. Great Mazinger, the complete series. Sorcerer Hunters, Golgo 13 live action. Space Adventure Cobra the movie. Devilman Lady. Ghost Stories, Handmaid May, Commander Black, Blackrock Shooter, Overman King Gainer, Metabots Complete Series, English Season 1, English dubbed, Season 2, and Season 3, also English dubbed. Metabots the Complete First Series, Japanese language, and Metabots Spirit, the Complete Series, second series, Japanese language. Urase Yatsuru OVA series, Only You, Loom the Forever, Remember My Love, Final Chapter, and Always My Darling, Robot Carnival, Blu-ray and 4K, Little Nemo, Adventures in Slumberland, and the Fatal Frame live action movie. These are all up for pre-order on Discotheque. They will all ship out within the next 30 days, I believe. Couple quick notes for you historian folks. Little Nemo here is the first ever Discotheque release. So if you desire the first ever thing Discotheque ever done, it's right there. Additionally, Metabots Japanese here is technically our English season 1 and 2. The reason they're split up language-wise is because of cuts and edits the English language did when they brought it over, which makes them basically incompatible to do, like, track differences or audio track differences. But yeah, we split Japanese season 1 Metabots into 2 seasons, and that is what we got stateside. And then season 2 for Japan is basically our season 3. I will note that Metabots Spirit subtitle, the Spirit subtitle on the Metabots season 2 for Japan, that's new. They didn't have a subtitle before. It was just more Metabots. It was just the second round of Metabots, basically. But the Discotech talked with, I forget the rights owners for Metabots, but they talked to them just like, hey, can we get a subtitle for this? And they were like, Spirit. And they were like, cool. So yeah. But yeah, that is why there's like 3 English language versions and then 2 Japanese language versions. It's because we split the first one into 2. So there you go. If you desire all the Metabots, there you go. I would like this one day. Beyond that, not much else to talk about. Would like Symphogear, please. Discotech, please. Especially if, like, the SRW team are like, here's Symphogear in SRWY. Please, for fuck's sakes, put it back up. Put it up. Make that shit easier to get a hold of. Because I think Symphogear is a little bit harder to get a hold of right now. Apparently a trailer for Avengers Doomsday went out. And people are very whelmed by it. So yeah, it's all new stuff. Let's get to Kabuto. You need to cut a hole in there for the head. I also need to get the reference image up for myself. So, 1 second. I forgot to do that. I was just reminded by seeing the about a dozen or so Sprite folders in my downloads folder, and I'm like, all right, I'm working on that still. Right, I have a like good amount of progress on that, but I want to finish up a thing first. Oh wait, no, I already cut a hole for the head. Right. This is the back. I got it reversed. Go me. Yeah, we're gonna get the wings. I might set them in a little bit. Maybe. We'll see. I do need the body folder open, or body part open. That is 7.8. That 7.8. We're gonna go from here to there. It's 26.4. And then we'll kind of just like there. Ta-da. And then that was fine. To the assembly. Wing. Oh, look. Try that again. Okay, that pack has to be back. Did I make that 5x5? Did I make that like a 5x3? Tell me that. Get down. Did I do a goof? That? Apparently that's a 5x3. Make that change real quick. Definitely gonna bring its size down. I need another 4 millimeters. That needs to be 7. Bring it up. Bring it down 3. 6. And we will shorten it. Um, three. That's 3, 4. That works. All right, now we need to basically hollow it out. Thank you. Actually, go in here. I know. right? Sort of collision. Oh my god. Hang on. All right, good. Everything's cooperating now. Hooray. Nope, nope, nope. Not extrude. That's the body. Oh my god. Really? Why are you... There we go. Like that better. Yeah, apparently the new Transformers line for next year called Age of Evolution is out in terms of product. And stuff, which is neat. But neither of the Beast Wars people, meh. Where was I? Oh, that's a split there. Yeah. Let's take this. Okay, so this could stand to be a little bit thick. So, what does have them be kind of external? It might work. We'll redesign. Broke something. Of course I did. You can bump them. Little. Oh. Ew. There we go. Instead of having that. Broke all the mates. Alright, what are we playing with? A lot of things. So we should probably start bringing it down. Now Or we have to move the pole itself, right? Okay. This needs to come down. That'll work. Some deep. All right. Insert. Insert. Oh, mirror part. There it is. Got where it was for a second. How did you get flipped upside down? We wanna try that again? Thank you. 2.446, that'd be 1.23. Basically, Where's it colliding at? Right there. Don't need you open. Thank you. Nothing is letting me make a bit of an adjustment. Breaks. Or do I just set the hole back? The smallest amount. I just set the hole back a smallest amount. Okay. Blech. Forgot I still have to do the arms. Forgot to put the arms in the process. One second. All right. Probably should just make a whole bar, basically. Three. This is 3. That is as well. Okay. 5. It's on this front part. Correction. Ooh. That way. Do like 10 reads. That's too much. Nope. 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 Wrong. Yo. 5 degrees. Little less. We're figuring out this draft tool. Arrow. .5 degrees. Okay, I like that better. Probably be easier for me to cut and try to do more. Why are you angled? What? Oh my god. Okay. That's fine. Can fix this. Oh my god, yeah, that is at an angle. Oh my god, it's... I did the wrong reference. Okay, okay. I just realized, since I did it off here, it's angled in instead of here where it would be fucking straight. I'm so fucking stupid and mad at myself. God damn it. I didn't think about that. Oh, I'm so goddamn stupid sometimes.
Welcome to the skateboard arena. Preparing to enter training session.
Challenger approaching.
Okay.
Training session is complete. You will now proceed to enter the first level. Entering first stage. Good luck. Level complete.
Let's get a good stretch. The key is to focus on your balance. Stretch those shoulders. That's it. Feel the burn. Let's step up the intensity. When exerting yourself, remember, keep breathing. Feel the burn in your thighs. How about some deep breathing?
Yeah, take it the other way. Ah.
Deep breathing.
Stretching session is now complete. Preparing to enter the final stage.
Let's get fired up.
Other way. Fine. Be this fucking way.
Congratulations, you failed.
Or not, because the best. I'm sorry. What the fuck is this for? Very annoying. Solid words. $2.18. That is it's 3.7. Bitch. No. Yeah, I'm stupid. Why am I trying to cut it two different directions when I can cut it from one direction and get the exact same result? don't have to do sort of left hand, right hand thing because it's fine. So far out. Another one. Okay. That's wings done. That's arms done. We just have hands and head now. Ah, my hand's cold. All right, I think we will stop there. I don't know if we'll get this done next week, but we're pretty close. Probably get the hands done first next week, and then get the work on the head. Depending on where we're at on the head, we'll push on from there. So yeah, let me check Bucky's Weebo real. Oh, good, more Defenders League, or Justice League, Justice League. Dick. Okay. No Blockies updates I care about. Cool. Moving on. All right. That'll do it for tonight. Tomorrow, we'll do some Zenless event stuff, and then it's Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. Saturday will be Slay Spire 2, and then whatever Tommy decides on. And then Sunday will be Fortnite and TGS, where we get to talk about not one, but two different people being like, yo, extraction shooters. Fuck's sakes. Anyway, folks, if you like what you see, and drop a follow, really appreciate it. Exclamation point. YouTube and chat is YouTube archive for this and all other streams. TGS's, including basically the last E3 we covered, because it was the last E3 ever, are going up over Saturday. Everything should be out by Saturday. Sunday onward will be like TGS's after that. I have to sit down and schedule them tomorrow. So yeah, exclamation point social and chat is handles for our social medias, and exclamation point Discord and chat. This is a link. Drop by, say hi. See you tomorrow, folks.